This is the harbor. I mean, this is a small part of the harbor. I just walked around all day. 8 hours of walking. I'm at hour 6 or 5 now. Hour 6, 5. It's a fine job, I guess. It's just pretty slow. Pretty slow, pretty boring. I'm not doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, obviously. I'm supposed to tell people not to fish. I'm supposed to tell people not to skateboard. I haven't done any of that, so I might get fired or something, you know, it's whatever. Clothing shop behind me. I guarded a clothing shop before in 2016 and did things you're not supposed to do while guarding. A lot of wacky things I did when on the job because I was by myself. Like, I had to guard this private house and they had wine, so I drank their wine. Instead of guarding the house, I was drinking their wine. Just funny stuff like that. And other stuff I can tell you in the comments if you ask, but I don't want to say it on here because I don't know who watches these videos, obviously, but the day goes by slow. My feet hurt like hell from walking all day, being on my feet. I got new shoes for the position though from Costco for $12. I feels like I can pretty much slack off, which is good for a job for me, except when bad stuff happens. Then they call me to come, and that's the scary part of the job, is when bad stuff happens, because then you have to respond. And the property manager calls me on the phone, and yeah, so, but I mean, yeah, I made it through the day so far. Nothing crazy happened. Just a slow, uneventful day of walking around and slacking off, which is good. I want a job where you can slack off, I think, but maybe I should get a different job, you know. I don't know. Jobs really don't feel like they're in my DNA. They feel like they're not in my DNA. And, so no matter what job I get, it's gonna feel off. Something's gonna feel wrong. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep walking around for another 3 hours. I'll catch you guys later. God bless you and your family. See you guys later. I'm sitting down. I'm not supposed to, but my feet are killing me. I don't know how people can work every day. It's pretty insane. 5 days a week. I don't even want to work 1 day a week. It's a little brutal on your feet. Stand up for 8 hours a day. I'm gonna take a break in 5 minutes. Hold on a second. At least the day's almost over, but it goes by pretty slow. Yeah, I don't quite understand. I thought I was different from other people. I thought I didn't have to work. Thought, why would anyone work? And if I'm so different and special, then what am I doing at work right now? You know what I mean? What am I doing here? I'm different and special, and I'm so above this. I know what you're thinking. Work is humbling. I have heard that before. But in general, I think I'm pretty humble, even without work, I think. But yeah, so why? I get that everything's controlled by fate and destiny, but it's such a pain in the ass because, really, what am I doing here? What's the purpose of me working today out of all the days of the year? My poor feet. And I don't necessarily... I'm an artist type of person. There's no suitable jobs for artist types of people besides maybe an art teacher or a famous painter or something like that. And those aren't even, those are questionable jobs, quote-unquote jobs. But besides that, it doesn't feel like the right fit for someone such as myself. It is nice that I have the opportunity to vlog at work, I think. And there is, like I said, plenty of ample time for slacking off most of the time when it's not busy and there's not a critical emergency going on, or the police have to be called, or drunks, or whatever, I don't know. It wasn't a total disaster of a day like I thought it would be, but I should probably still try to work nights just in case. Even though today went okay, I'm always very cautious about any tiny amount of stress that might come my way, and I try to evade it, no matter what. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that it was a boring, uneventful day, obviously. Those are my favorite kinds of days when it comes to jobs. I mean, any sort of stress seems to spook me, and I end up quitting like I've quit a million jobs before this. From usually angry customer interactions, people yelling or being very rude to employees. That always gives me the spooks, and I always end up quitting my jobs. But it's also a combination of work not being in my DNA, boredom, I don't know what to call it, something cringy and allergic to the working field that seems to make me want to quit every job that I manage to get. Even now, I'm looking at other jobs a little bit to see if I could, but this place seems pretty chill, so I really should just try to stick it out here and hopefully work the night shift. But somebody lost this stuff in the bathroom today. It's lost and found. I went in the women's bathroom. Some woman was like, told me there's some lost stuff in the bathroom. So I went in there, which is really weird because there was a bunch of women in there, and it's really weird being in a women's bathroom when you're not a woman and there's a bunch of women in there like looking at you. And so I took out the stuff, and here it is. So if somebody wants it back, they're gonna have to call me. And I'll say, oh, does the baby want their little stuff back? These are salty, man. These are really salty. I'm gonna say, does the baby want their stuff back? I'm gonna say, plead like a little bitch that you want your lost and found stuff back, bitch, and maybe I'll give it to you, bitch. You know, but it doesn't make sense that I'm working, because what's my screen name? King of the Neats. How can I be a neat if I'm working? That doesn't make any sense. So obviously my life is a big contradiction. And it doesn't make any sense. None of my life makes sense. It's all unlucky, bizarro stuff. If you don't know what bizarro is, it's a reading genre. Look up bizarro books. You'll like all of them. They're my favorite genre of books. That RV, Red Violet, showed me. Shout out to Red Violet if you leave a comment. He showed me bizarro books, and he sent me a bunch of them. Pray for Ben. Poor Ben. Pray for Lean. Pray for Ben. He's a suicidal boy. Suicide is tricky. All these people are suicidal and they need a hug. If I was gonna do it, I already thought about what I'd do. What was it again? An exit bag or something? Some dude posted a way to make fucking carbon monoxide on fucking 4chan. And you know I had to save that. And I'm like, well, just in case I might need this someday, I better save this. Don't ask me for the JPEG. I'm not going to give it to you. But I had to save the image just in case I want to make some CO monoxide for special purposes. What time is it? Okay, I still have time for my break. And by the way, my entire shift is like a break. Because slacking off is important for these types of jobs. Never forget that. You need to slack off because... And I feel bad for my boss and my coworkers because they want me to do stuff and I don't want to do anything. And I just want to sit down and chill and get paid for it and... whatever, you know. I don't even want that. I just want to fucking... I don't know. I just want to slack off. This must be bad upbringing or bad parenting on my part from when I was a child or something, or uncontrolled laziness and badly disciplined and personality that went AWOL and all these certain factors that go into a person at 29 years old just simply wanting to slack off and get paid for it and having to do jobs like this where it's slightly possible to do that. And my coworkers aren't like this. They're not like slackers. It's just me. So what's that say about me? Is there something wrong with my brain internally? Very wrong. How do I fix it? Do I want to fix it? How do people put up with being alive all the time without slacking off? It's a question on my mind that never seems to be answered. Alright. I don't know what else to talk about. I just want to fucking go home. But my parents kicked me out of their home, which was my home 8 months ago, and now I live at a sober living rehab, which is not a home. So basically I have no home. And maybe I never did have a home because I got kicked out of my home, so maybe it was never my home to begin with. Maybe I truly am a homeless vagabond drifter with no home who's never had a real home. You know what I mean? I got no home. I want to go home, but I can't go home, and I don't have a home, and I blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's sad, and it's pathetic and naive. And, poor me, woe is me. It's weird that my parents kicked me out when I didn't do anything wrong. I'm trying not to obsess over it. I just try to roll with the punches sometimes. But really, homelessness is so tricky. If my car breaks down, I'd be really fucked if I was living in my car, because what the fuck am I going to do for being alive? I just ended up at this garbage rehab with the fucking boot camp drill sergeant manager, who's a very scary guy. I do not want to end up at this place again. I do not even want to be here. It's very scary. My rehab I'm talking about. Work I thought would be really scary today. It wasn't particularly. But I was supposed to write parking tickets, and guess how many I wrote? 0. So obviously I'm not doing many things. I'm not doing anything I'm supposed to be doing except for a few things. So might get fired. I don't know if I mentioned that. Might get fired for that sort of thing, for not really doing the job properly. Might get fired for that sort of thing. Keep that in mind. If I do lose the job, it wasn't my fault because I got fired. And that is perfect logic because, wait, except it was my fault because I was the reason I got fired. I don't know, something like that. It's Occam's razor, dude. Look up Occam's razor. You'll figure out exactly what I'm talking about. I think my break's just about over, but it was nice vlogging for the break with you guys, I guess. Anyways, I'll upload this when I get home. I might add some music to it, too. Hope you guys are liking the vlogs and things like that. Alright, God bless you and your families. I'll see you guys later. None of these people even know about the Tartarian mud floods, and yet they're the ones lounging, and I'm the one working. It's like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland or something, with all the water and the boats, you know.